and gentlemen of the Overwatch League, it's time to round out the day. We have one final match for you, and it has the potential to be a banger. We got the Shanghai Dragons going up against the Dallas Fuel, so two major fan bases here in the audience getting ready to collide.
Yeah, a lot of history, for these two teams. Shanghai obviously having a rough season last season. Dallas Fuel, formerly Envious, their run through Korea, all the tournaments they've won leading up into Overwatch League last year. Talking about the Shanghai Dragons, the first time they've taken a win. Now they're on a winning streak.
Oh, baby!
2 in a row. They've broken 2 records back-to-back in their first win, then getting their first 4-0. Now, they will face the Fuel twice in a row in a weird, kind of unusual scheduling circumstance here. So this is part 1. We'll have the next part actually next Friday, and then they will face the London Spitfire to round out the stage.
Yeah, so both of these teams having plenty of time to really focus in on each other, to figure each other out. But one of the star players for the Dragons making his debut on In-Owl this season is Ding.
Yeah, he leads the league in time played as Sombra, so he's played more Sombra than anyone else. What that means, he's had a lot of very successful EMPs, his hacks preventing Ameng in this case from escaping. Really nice EMP setups, very good at hounding down and finding the supports and building EMP quickly. If you take a look at his stats compared to 16 Sombra players, his highest stat, of course, is enemies hacked per 10 minutes. That's not enemies hacked in total. That per 10 minutes stat is important because it means that, it's not independent of how long he's played Sombra that he's actually ranked 3rd in enemies hacked. He's just able to find those targets and secure the hack, which is very difficult to do with so many abilities that can interrupt.
Well, he's not playing by himself. He's got an entire team around him. Let's go ahead and introduce them, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and take another look at the Shanghai Dragons.
It's a new year for this team. They look tonight to not only win again, continue their streak to make it a 3 streak, but for the first time to have a positive record in the Overwatch League. Records being shattered left and right for this new roster. And it's been, on the back of players like Ding hitting the EMPs, having those hacks, Gamsu, the new leader of the squad, the new main tank, and the core of the Kongdu Panthera roster that came from Korea. Suddenly, the Shanghai Dragons, not a weak team, but in fact, a very powerful squad that you should not underestimate.
Yeah, one that you have to be worried about. Dallas Fuel was worried about losing that match to them in Season 1. Now, probably having similar worries as they get ready to take to the stage. So let's go ahead and bring them out, ladies and gentlemen, the Dallas Fuel.
We've seen a really improved Dallas this season. The Stage 4 run they had, very impressive, very memorable. But even leading into, the beginning of here, Stage 1 of the 2019 season, massive improvements. I feel like a big redemption story for AKM as well. He's been the core of this roster. He will be in our starting 6 tonight with RCK. And it's been AKM who's had the more successful Zarya over effect. He's had good Sombra play. And generally speaking, when he's in the roster, when he's shot calling, this team looks a lot more comfortable.
That he does. So we'll have AKM there. RCK on camera at the moment, getting settled in, taking a drink of water here, making sure that they are ready to go. So we get ready to dive into this series and see if they can halt that win streak that the Dragons have rolling for them at the moment. Those back-to-back 2. Or if they can make it 3 by taking down the Fuel. Again, these guys do have to play each other. That's their back-to-back matchups coming through. So might even just be 50-50 at the end of it. Maybe one takes the one set, the other takes the next.
Yeah, for both of these teams, this win will set the stage for part 2, which will happen next Friday. And usually in esports, with matches this close together, you will have the repeat victory, right? Who wins this match will be very likely to take the second, and in this stage, that will boost you up 2 wins. So, if you can, especially if you can win this with showing the least amount of strategy, if you could give your opponent the least amount of idea about what tricks you have up your sleeve, that's going to be ideal.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the map set presented by Toyota and see where we are going. Ilios again to kick things off for you and I, Wolf, but we'll change it up. No Kings Row, going to be going over to Nambani, then Volskaya and Dorado. So just the control going to be the same for us. Otherwise, diving into a completely different map set.
There is a lot of possibility with this starting 6 for Dallas Fuel to see Sombra but this is not, in particular, Sombra's strongest map of the 3 here on Ilios. But with RCK in along with AKM, there's 2 Sombra players available. Usually AKM has been leading in Zarya at the moment, so that means that RCK has the opportunity with AKM in the booth here rather than Effect to swap over to Sombra. Zachary going to be on the Brigitte to face off against Youngjin, one of the more famous Brigittes coming out of Korea.
Yep. Was by far the best that we had in Contenders Korea, so let's see how he fares now. So go ahead and push their way in towards the point.
Rhine matchup here, favorable for the Rhine that gets on the point. That happens here for Gamsu. So the approach is going to be tough for OGE. It's just too much damage output in this small enclosed space. RCK is trying to make a play, but he's caught.
Decent amount of damage coming through, and actually Unko will be able to pick off Luffy. Good start for them. Cap getting ready to roll in, but Gamsu's still low. Armor pack will come out from Youngjin to help make that Reinhardt just a little bit more stable, but now Koma going to be picked up. Youngjin going down. All the supports being eliminated off the bat, which makes for a very easy cleanup for Dallas Fuel. So 13% going to be gained. Otherwise, Flip comes in, Dallas Fuel will retake very quickly.
You never want to lose your Zenyatta first because that Transcendence is such a critical ultimate in this meta. Nice snipe there by Unko that makes it happen. And that allows them to break through with no damage amplification onto OG as he comes in on the Winston. Great start here for the Fuel.
Pushing their way through, Shatter going to be coming down. Locks up AKM, but no way to get on top of him. So overall, going to be quite all right. Ting almost loses out of the mech. Manages to hold on, but that's going to be one ult gone for the Dragons. Rally now coming through from Youngjin as they push their way up. AKM building up that energy, throws out the grab as the sound barrier comes through for the Dragons. They're trying to hold on. Bomb from RCK, manages to find one as the M will get picked off. Bomb from the side, Ding gets rid of closer.
Nice
They
charge
need
from
still to
Gamsu.
get that flip. Gamsu going lower and lower, gonna be pooped off this side. The primal rage from OG taken out too. The tank line completely decimated, and again, the Dallas Fuel will clean up house now, surging forward, getting ready to pass 55%.
They do it in the best possible way. The Primal Rage getting the value that is required to hold a push like this. Gamsu sets up that play with the charge to get the self-destruct kill, but then puts himself out of position and is promptly knocked off the side. Big punish plays from OG, who's recently talked about confidence issues on a stage like this, but starting off strong.
Pushing from behind, RCK giving him a bit of a surprise. Remembers the Dragons getting beaten and battered, going lower and lower, and Gamsu going to be taken down. Koma manages to answer one back onto OG, but otherwise, Closer's the one who's coming up huge.
You find yourself in a bit of a catch-22 as, Gamsu in a situation like this. You don't have high mobility. You don't have the ability to jump in. Dallas Fuel can always threaten your support line, so you have to stick with them, but that means getting to the point means you're going to take so much damage on your way in. You can see AKM is doing that damage. He's hiding for the grab.
Grab comes in, they lock up Gamsu. Maybe never going to get to use that Shatter, in fact. Will just go ahead, deny the tag onto the point, and pick up the first round of Ilios.
Yeah. That is a big issue. As you can see, just not able to get in there.
Cannot force that out, but guys, we do have Danny standing by with some insights. So Danny, take it away. What you got?
Thanks, guys. So I got to talk to Shanghai Dragons, and they told me that they feel like having a back-to-back matchup for the team is a disadvantage. Not only is it hard for the players, but also switching strategies in general in one day is simply draining. Also, since Shanghai and Dallas will be playing twice, Shanghai said, quote, "It would be interesting because there is a chance for a salty run back for the losing team." That's all I have. Wolf and Ilios, back to you guys.
Thank you very much. A salty run back. I like the way that is that they're putting that. So yeah, trying to get that revenge
Classic
if you do get
esports
taken
term.
down in the first bout.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it, but for those who missed it yesterday, Shanghai Dragons did face off against Chengdu, and it was the battle for China. We did see victory on the side of Shanghai Dragons with their Korean roster here, but that's one of the things that makes you struggle is having back-to-back matches like that, as was mentioned just briefly, just moments ago by Danny, is that you've got the strategy that you showed yesterday, primarily Sombra play coming out from Ding, and then now you're feeling a little bit concerned about the Fuel, kind of countering that strategy moving into today's matches. Then you've got to face them again in a week's time. It's a very stressful schedule for both teams, but Shanghai played just yesterday, so they've got that slight disadvantage.
Well, it seems like issue here on stage that we're having might be getting taken care of. AKM himself jumping in to assist his teammate and ensure that all is well.
Yeah, our referee's got it covered here. And, you know, we did see that call for applause immediately after the game happened. Regardless, you know, AKM was able to set that grab up to stop the point from being tagged. OG had a phenomenal Winston round there and was able to use his ultimate multiple times to get environmental kills. So, good start here for Dallas. That sound means the game has been unpaused.
Yep. Gone ahead, we've resumed it. That's just the counter saying, yep, Dallas Fuel have taken the first round of Ilios, so we'll be able to get back in here. Let's see where we're headed. Lighthouse out of the way, either going to be Well or Ruins. Always that outside chance. AKM brings us the Widowmaker. Should Ruins be the map, and there it is, but for now, still going to be hovering the Zarya.
Talking about Closer for a minute, you know, he has set up a lot of these fights with his incredible ultimate tracking. He was super famous for that back when he was on G's Busan Wave, and then of course London Spitfire, being known to track ultimates within 10%. He practiced a ton of that to be super clean on knowing exactly when people are going to have ults. And that helps OG be extremely efficient with ultimates like that when he knows there's no counter ults.
Marco taking a lot of damage here. Pushes his way back with the rest of the squad. Dallas Fuel staying together as a unit to help keep him safe. Right click's just going to be charged up, looking for some targets. Ooh, helps take DM down. OG's there for the alley-oop, scoops up the kill. Now Gamsu trying to exit, will be able to do so. But the cap will come in. Dallas Fuel getting ready to grab it.
There you go. Another quick cap for the Fuel. And they have this now high ground control. Look at where AKM is going to stand on top of the ruins. If you're a Zarya player, that's how you get up there. Jump around the left side and then get on the rooftop. Now you have the ability to lob right clicks in.
Sneaky Gamsu was hiding in behind the Fuel's position. Jumps up top and takes so much damage. For the hell of that Discord orb out from Unko's that he has to back down. Unko, however, going to get hit. Stun comes in. Youngjin manages to find a kill on him. Grab's going to be out. AKM pinning him into the wall. Gamsu does not stand a chance. Did not have the primal range available. Just 12% away from that as he gets taken down. Dallas Fuel very convincingly win the fight.
It's not, you know, I feel like we have to give credit to our observing team for showing the spectating of Gamsu there, because that's the moment you realize it wasn't just Obi-Wan who benefited from high ground. It's always the vision control that's up there. You know, you could see how little information Gamsu had about what he was going to get hit by as he headed up there. By the time he gets there, he's already jumping down because he's so low. And it's just a huge advantage in this meta right now. It always is, but in this meta in particular.
Youngjin going lower and lower, Rally, giving him that armor, helping to push him back up to a stable position. DM going to be dropping in the grab. AKM the first one to fall. Bombs out from RCK, however, but Ding is the one who comes up big. 2 kills off the back of that self-destruct. This will be the cleanup as they finish off the Baby Diva.
And I believe even the explosive mech, the one that was going to explode, got a knockoff kill there as well, mid-air. So it ends up being a triple with that one. Now the Shanghai Dragons have the opportunity to turn this high ground against the Fuel the exact same way. You can see that they're mirroring what we just saw. They don't have the ult lead though, because they had to use those to flip the points. So Dallas should be able to skirt around the right side.
Pushing their way in, Gamsu looking to block them. Primal Rage going to be coming in. Unko already picked off by Ding. Gamsu just looking for a target to harass. Comes over here, spots out AKM. They finish him off. They'll keep holding. 30% coming through for Shanghai. 70 established by Dallas. Can they hold this for a lead, if not the win?
AKM's going to have a Graviton Surge, but Luffy's got the answer with the Transcendence. We talk about this, you know, relationship a lot, because that is the way you shut that down. AKM's taking a lot of damage, but he does get inside, can reach the point with this grab.
Grab's going to be coming through right here onto the pillar. Sound Barrier to help try to keep them alive. OG going lower and lower, pushes his way back around the corner. Will be capped in the fight. Unko building up, getting closer to that Transcendence. Going to be 15% away.
Huge play by Youngjin to stun OG up there and make sure that he could not escape. He did survive, but he wasn't able to do what he wanted to do. Rally's still up here for Youngjin. And if they need it to win this longer fight, he's certainly going to drop it down. Huge opportunity to turn this in their favor.
Gamsu going to be stunned up. Primal Rage now going to be available. Keeps his way back up, looking for some damage. Not gonna find it. Pushes around the backhand side. Unko going lower and lower, but we'll get top back up. Still holding on to the Transcendence. Now it's gonna be Closer, who's under some fire. Gets the poop away, but all of this mess The support's being distracted by the angry Winston. OG gets picked off. Kamsu pops the primal, comes in the back line. Now it's going to be the Transcendence out from Unko as they try to hold on and get this flip. The Dragons pushing beyond 90%. Grab out from DM. Kamsu gets the stomp on his Zachary. RCK answers one back as DM gets popped. Now Ding as well. Knocked out of the mech, but they lose out on Unko. So no Zenyatta in the fight. Luffy on the other hand. Transcendence is out. He's keeping his team alive. Sound barrier has to be used by Closer. Zaycam builds up that energy, 100 here. Grab comes down, they lock up Youngjin. Now Kamsu gonna be joining them there in the vortex. Kills roll in, Zachary rejoins with the Wrecking Ball, and it seems like Dallas Fuel here in the overtime will be able to get this flip.
To the layman, it looks like, why would the Dragons commit sound barrier there? It's a lost fight. There's no way that they're gonna turn it after the grab comes through. They're positionally disadvantaged. They've already lost one of their members. But as the Dragons, that was your best chance to hopefully turn the fight, because now as Fuel wants to close this map out, they have that positional advantage we've been talking about so much throughout this map, and the ults. This rally from Youngjin is going to be their only way to approach the point, hope to build a grab. There's the rally.
OG just going to be swinging away here onto the low ground, pushes his way back up. Kamsu taking a beating. Ding as well, almost losing out on the back, has to go into the back to try to deal with RCK. Ryan for Ryan, still swinging away, but Kamsu going to be taken down with the help of Unko. Gets the pop. RCK not going to find anything with his self-destruct.
Another grab for
AKM for Luffy. AKM throws in the grab. Unko still holding onto his support ultimate, but might not even need it because the kills are just spilling forth for the Dallas Fuel as they look to close things out with a 2-0. Ding with the bomb, manages to find OG, but can't make it back into the mech and onto the point in time to contest it. But even if he did, highly unlikely that anything would have happened.
AKM 2,500 damage ahead in the Zarya stats. This guy, it's been his season to redeem himself. Rough 2018, but 2019, he's the one who's stepping in and stepping up big.
Looking pretty darn good. 1-0 the lead here for Dallas Fuel. Shanghai, can they tie it up? We'll find out in a bit.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.